look, cases are going up. Surely the last thing we need is what you want in Ryanair, which is travel restrictions to be lifted. Surely that's the last thing we want, to encourage people to travel.
No, that's not the case. I mean, it's for the economy. The report of the Aviation Task Force has been with the Minister now for over 2 months. All the answers are in that. We now have countries such as Germany, one of the largest economy in Europe, and we're closed for business with them, and their COVID rate, their rate is 50% less than Ireland. You know, and the Minister needs to add those countries to the green list that are less than the COVID rates in Ireland. Let's open the economy again and get moving. All the answers are there. It's inexplicable why they haven't acted on their own report, which has been sitting there for over 2 months.
I suppose, Eddie, the cases have been going up, and it's just not wise. It's not just the scientists and the medics saying it's not wise to encourage people to keep travelling all over Europe.
The reality here is that you look at the statistics. The hospitalizations are down, deaths are down, people are taking the appropriate measures. That's happening. Every other country in Europe is dealing with this in the same way. There is no medical evidence or otherwise or scientific evidence that international travel, particularly within the European Union, has contributed to any of this.
But as Eddie, we all Greece know, opened up.
Let me finish.
Okay.
As we all know, what has actually happened here is that it is domestically this has come about. You know, aviation has been responsible for less than 2%, and I would question whether any of that is due to intra-European travel. It is safe, that's what the European Commission says.
But if you look at a country like Greece, it opened up and it's had a spike in cases, and now quarantine has been imposed on that country by, for instance, Scotland today.
It is inevitable when people start moving again that cases are going to go up. We're going to have to live with this. The good news is people are not dying from it. The cases in terms of hospitalisation, they're the numbers we should be looking at. We're going to have to coexist with our economy and with the best medical advice. But we've all got to live as well. And in Ireland, aviation connectivity is an essential part of the infrastructure of this country, and we need to open it up now.
But Eddie, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and it's a bit disingenuous, isn't it, to say that, you know, the travel restrictions, that travel hasn't caused, you know, any of the cases, because travel hasn't been happening on a big scale. If you open up travel again, then the cases would rise.
But you're looking at that from an island point of view. Look at Europe. Like, it is one landmass. People are moving around, whether they're moving around on airplanes, on trains, or in cars. And the European Commission set this out in early June. We've deviated from that from no scientific basis whatsoever. It's on the Minister's desk. He should do something with it. He should be here tonight explaining why he hasn't opened up again, why we haven't got Germany, the UK, and about 10 other countries that are lower COVID rates than Ireland at the moment. There is no scientific basis for it.
But isn't this, in a way, very self-serving? You're a business, Ryanair, you want to protect your business, therefore you want travel restrictions to be lifted.
It is not just Ryanair, like it is Aer Lingus as well. Look what's happening here. They are, Aer Lingus, for example, are rumoured to be closing Shannon and Cork. They're moving some of their transatlantic flights away. And we are, to the UK, we are looking at a 20% reduction in September and October. We already took out 100,000 passengers in August. We are making decisions in Europe. But the government here is saying we're closed for business. We have to open up at some stage.
But Eddie, isn't part of the problem that Ryanair, you in a sense have always downplayed the gravity of the situation? I mean, on March the 3rd, Michael O'Leary went on Sky News, and this is what he said: the pandemic will be short-lived, we'd have a very good Easter, and then summer would come and would help burn it away.
No,
you just didn't take it seriously enough.
No, that isn't accurate at all. As a matter of fact, what we did was we led the charge with the European Commission right at the start. We were the first out about face masks. We were ridiculed about that. We were the ones that said that we were going to have to live side by side with this. We've only had NEFIT come around to this on the 24th of August. They came around on the 10th of August about face masks. We have been responsible. We've introduced all our safety measures for flying. Our business is risk assessment and safety.
Okay, well, would this compromise work? I heard Minister Eamon Ryan today. He was implying that the government is exploring the testing of airline passengers as a way of allowing the 14-day quarantine to be lifted. Would that work?
No, the Minister, all the answers are there in the report. He's had it for 2 months.
But why wouldn't that work?
Because people are moving around in Europe anyway, and the European Aviation Safety Agency have already set down the rules last May. There may well be some excuse for testing coming from countries outside the European Union, whether it's from the United States, India or Brazil, and they may well be sensible testing alternatives. But within Europe, Ireland has gone a completely different way than the rest of Europe, and we need to open up exactly the same as the rest of Europe, and there is no scientific basis for not doing that now.
Eddy Wilson, I appreciate you coming in tonight.
Thank you, Mary.
Richard.